Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for coming back to my channel, and if this is your first time, welcome. I'm Bonnie, Oldsoulmermaid, and today we have an unboxing of an oracle deck that I got. I ordered it about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but because I ordered it from the company, and I think they make their cards from playing cards or go through a printing company like that, it took me a while because I got to, you get to pick your backs. So it is the John Waterhouse Oracle by Tarot by 7. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe they're the ones who made the Deck of the Bastard. Yeah, and some other well-known decks. So I'm going to take it, unwrap it. It's still in the plastic wrap. I have not looked at it, and we will get to it. So the deck just comes in a very plain white tuck box with a window. So I'll be making a bag or getting something a little bit prettier than this to put this deck in. Okay, now you all know, if you've been watching my channel, I've been on a little Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood kick. I recently did a walkthrough of the Pre-Raphaelite Tarot that's produced by Los Scarabeo, and by the time I upload this video, you're going to see another deck that I got with this art by these the PRB artists and from this period of time. I love John Waterhouse, and he's one of my favorite PRB artists. And so you can see here is the title card, and it is by Tarot by 7. And there's their information if you are interested. Now, this is a beautiful linen cardstock. My favorite, okay, I have to say it's my favorite cardstock. Linen cardstock has wonderful snapback, easy to shuffle, easy to handle, and especially when you get the art decks like this, you can see the texture like it's, an actual canvas painting. Now, I did get to choose my backs. I think you get anywhere from 6 to 8 choices. So that's what, they have to print them to order, and that's what kind of takes long. So I did have to wait a little bit for this, but it wasn't bad. It's maybe a couple of weeks, but I'm happy with it. Now let's see what it says. The Waterhouse Oracle is a melancholy, somber deck with deep emotional currents. Look for the following: love, longing, hope, desire, peace, death, hopelessness, curiosity, rejection, angst, joy, anticipation, sorrow, grief, cooperation, boredom, death, bondage, generosity, pity, innocence, authority, family, jealousy, revenge, anger, knowledge, courtship, rest, servitude, narcissism, magic, abundance, loneliness, gifts, wonder, occupation, pride, patience, anxiety, luxury, beauty, wishes, dreams, mystery, opportunity, contemplation, discovery, and the list goes on. Very cool. Now we are just going to look at the first card, and I believe that's Mr. John William Waterhouse himself, the artist. Now, he was a very private person. There's not much in the way of information about his writings and his models. It was deemed that he used his wife and a couple of other models that were related to him. Yeah, not a ton of information about this gentleman, extremely private. So what I think I'm going to do with the rest of this deck, we're going to do a nice chill walkthrough, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put it together with another deck So yeah, I hope you'll come back after the silent walkthrough. hope you enjoyed that flip through with music. And I think what we're gonna do now is just play with the cards a little bit and just lay them out. And I think we're gonna take Mr. Waterhouse out of the deck. I think I'm gonna keep him with the title cards because he doesn't really, I know he created these beautiful masterpieces, but he doesn't, fit he himself. Because look at the sumptuousness of his art. And of course, this is one of my favorites. That's a mermaid. Isn't she beautiful? It's like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So if you'll notice, there are no headings, no keywords at all. This is purely for intuitive reading. And I went back and forth whether or not I was going to get it, but because of that, but I thought, you know, if I can't read with it, it's a beautiful art deck, okay? You can't go wrong. I needed an oracle for some decks that I haven't been able to find a suitable oracle, and I thought this would work. Yeah, you can see a lot of, that's narrow. It's a Lady of Shalott. You can see a lot of famous artwork here. It's just so beautiful, and you saw I tried to, where I could, I put the paintings together, the cards together that depicted a painting. Now this painting here, if you have the Darkness of Light tarot, you'll see the creator of that deck, he does a depiction of this painting. I think she's the Empress. She's depicted as the Empress in the Darkness of Light. I think that's right. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you have that deck. I do, and I haven't brought it out for a while, so just all these famous paintings. And like I said, I've been on a Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood kick. I'm still reading my book on the lives of the models, some of the well-known models and wives, a couple of which were artists in their own right. Now, I believe Waterhouse, this is either his wife or his sister, being painted as a boy in this painting. I think that's right. This is Ophelia before she goes into the water. And of course, we know John Millay's famous picture of Ophelia floating in the water. So this is like before she goes in. This one is Pandora. I'm wondering here if this is the model Fanny Eaton, as she was the model used by the Brotherhood. She was a woman of color from Jamaica, and they used her to depict different, when they needed a nationality depicted that wasn't, you know, white. They used her for various, they lightened her skin, sometimes they darkened it, and she was used to portray ethnicity. And I'm wondering if this is her. Let me know if you know. But yes, if you're interested, I wish they would have, in these decks, that they would show the paintings that she is depicted in. Sometimes you see her in a crowd painting. She's often painted in a background. But yeah, I think, look at the, you know, with the linen cardstock and, oh, texture. We just talk about the texture. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Let me know what vibes you're getting from this deck. Does it turn you off that there's no keywords whatsoever? Yeah, I think there's 80 cards, maybe 83 cards, can't remember. I this deck is still available. You can get it on, I will leave the link below. But let me know what you're getting off this deck. Is this something that is calling out to you? Do you love this type of art, and is the lack of keywords turning you off, or is it making you love the deck more? How would you use it, and what decks would you pair with it? What tarot decks would you pair with it, or would you strictly use it alone? So I recently got this deck, the Enchanted Romance Tarot. So hopefully I would have posted this video, my unboxing of this deck, before I show you all this. So this is by Cherry Enchantress. She has a Etsy shop. I think her shop is on vacation right now, but her decks can be purchased from Make Playing Cards. And there's 3 editions of this deck. I got the standard edition, and like I said, I have a full walkthrough, but I just wanted to open the box. I did put it in order. Quite different color palette. She went with the kind of pinks and purples, and you'll notice that this deck has a purple border around it, but it has paintings, a lot of Waterhouse paintings and some from the other PRB artists. But I thought that they would go together. And then I have some other decks in mind that I think I'm going to pair with each of these decks. Let me know what you think. How do you think these are pairing together? So this is linen. This is kind of what they call smooth satin. It's very like kind of good US Games cardstock, like that of the Morgan Greer Antiquarian Tarot. I like that cardstock. I love this cardstock. So see the color palette, you know, with the borders done on this deck, it's more earthy. Here it's a little bit more romantic because it's the Enchanted Romance deck. But I kind of like the contrast. Love that devil. And of course this is in here too. Yeah. Let me know what you're thinking. Look how well those two go together. And look at this. Kind of different. Polar opposites. So that concludes my walkthrough of the John Waterhouse Oracle deck by Tarot by 7, which is still available. Yeah, let me know what you think of this deck, what your thoughts are. All the questions I asked before, does this deck resonate with you? What do you think of the lack of keywords? What decks would you pair with it? And yeah, I love to hear from you. And if you would consider hitting a like, a subscribe, it's very much appreciated, and it helps this very small channel grow. So with that, I will leave you to your beautiful day, and I will be back very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.